Hi folks, welcome again to the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we have another 4K review, and this time it's the Steelbook of Lawrence of Arabia. Hello again, and thanks for tuning in for another review, in this case Lawrence of Arabia. But before we start with the review, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews and also soundtracks on vinyl. You can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post detailed pictures of all the items that I review. Now yes, let's begin with the review of Lawrence of Arabia in Steelbook. So let's begin by taking a look at the Steelbook. I apologize for the reflection. Remember, I will post pictures on Instagram of the Steelbook. You can see it's a very beautiful Steelbook. It has this J card right here on the back. It has the description of a synopsis of the movie, description of the content of the discs. But I will lift this for you so you can see the back. It has this, I guess it's like some sort of spade or blade, something like that. I don't know the correct word. And let's take a look on the inside. It's a 4-disc release, and the discs are stacked. So here on this side is 2 Blu-rays, and here on this side 2 4Ks. Let's take a look at the second 4K. You can see they're pretty similar to the other one. I'm not a big fan of this stacking of the discs, but since it's a steelbook, I'm not sure how much better it can be. And here you can see the Blu-ray with the movie. So in my opinion, it is a very beautiful steelbook. Now, if you don't know the movie, Lawrence of Arabia is the winner for the Best Picture Award of 1962. And here's a very brief description of the movie. So here it says, the film stars Peter O'Dowd in his career-making performance as T.E. Lawrence, the audacious World War I British Army officer who heroically united rival Arab desert tribes and led them to war against the mighty Turkish Empire. So it is a classic and also for many people an essential movie. Another thing to mention about it is that it's almost 4 hours long, so if you plan to watch it, you need to keep that in mind. Now to mention about the picture quality, the 4K transfer looks beautiful. One of the best ones I have seen, especially for these older movies which were shot on film. We know that they look great in 4K. This is not an exception, but I think it goes beyond the standards as it looks great. The picture is very sharp, very colorful, very bright. And I think it's hard to say that the movie is that old. Of course, you can see that the movie is not even from the 80s, but it really looks like a more modern film. The 4K disc has Dolby Vision that also enhances the experience, especially with the brightness of the movie. This movie, a lot of it happens on the desert, of course. So these are very sunny and shiny scenes, and I think they look very good in this transfer. Regarding the audio track, it also has Dolby Atmos. That sounds very good as well. The Blu-ray, on the other hand, doesn't have Dolby Vision nor Dolby Atmos, and the audio is DTS HD 5.1. Now, specifically about this version, this is a Nordic release, as you can see back here. And although it's a Nordic release, it also has English subtitles, luckily, and also, and like kind of out of the blue, Dutch. But the audio tracks are only in English, which is the original language of the movie. Now, another thing I want to mention is that, as I said before, the movie is very long, but it has 2 4K discs, where the first disc has like the first half of the movie and the second the other part, and it has like an intermission in the middle, right? Like it was the experience of watching in the cinema back then. This can be a little bit of a bummer for many people, but I want to highlight that because it's a 4-hour movie and the Blu-ray disc has a limited capacity. If you want to put a 4-hour movie in a Blu-ray disc, then you have to compress it too much. So by splitting the movie and having in 2 Blu-ray discs, you can get much better quality because you have only 2 hours per disc. So I think it's actually smart, and the movie looks so good that I appreciate that they did it like this. Also, if you want to watch the movie in 2 days maybe because it's too long, then the movie tells you kind of where to take a break. Besides that, this release is packed of bonus features. Let's take a look at them by looking at the list here on the back. Here it says, well, first of all, these extras come only on the Blu-ray disc. The only extra on the 4K disc is an additional commentary audio track and some trailers. But for the bonus features, you can see here's as well Secrets of Arabia feature length. Here it says Peter O'Dowd revisits Lawrence of Arabia. Then Making of Lawrence of Arabia documentary. That one was the one I enjoyed the most because yeah, this is an old movie, and of course they did the movies in a much different way back then with more props and more makeup and used to have much bigger sets. Of course, there were no blue or green screens, and this documentary is about all the things that they did for creating this movie. And you can see like the hard work that they had to put. For example, some of the towns they were completely made for the movie, so it was a huge production, and the fact that it still looks that good is really impressive. Then there's a deleted scene. Then there is a featurette with Martin Scorsese on Lawrence of Arabia, a conversation with Steven Spielberg. This is a new one because there's also an archival one that is also included here. There are 3 archival interviews. One of them is Steven Spielberg, another one with William Friedkin, and Sidney Pollack. Continuing with the feature, there's also New York premiere footage, advertising campaigns, vintage trailers and TV spots, and several other featurettes. So if you like this movie, this release is packed of content for several hours of enjoyment. Now, when this steelbook came out, as usual, it sold out, but there were additional print rounds, and now it's not that difficult to get. Luckily, it's not that expensive to get either, because when it sold out the first time, like the resale prices went up very high, but now that is much more closer to the normal. Last but not least, the Blu-rays, just like the 4K disc, are region free, so you can buy this in a different region if you can't find it in yours, and it will still play fine in any Blu-ray player. So my recommendation is, if you like the movie and you're into steelbook collecting, this is a very beautiful steelbook and a very nice release to have. And that was it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, for detailed pictures of this and previous reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Okie Dogs.